To Kerbal and we'll build some planes today. Hi streamer, one truck. After we build that F-104, we'll have some fun for a couple hours and then we'll go. But here, let me load up Kerbal, guys, and I need to take a 5-minute break here. I gotta go down and get more coffee. So, yeah, I'll leave you guys on the title screen here, and I will be right back. 1 second. All right, I'm back. I just gotta put the pod on. Yeah, that turned into a little bit of an excursion, but I got the dunks. I got the dunks, chat. Don't worry. I got the dunks. Then we'll make. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll make coffee, and then we'll make planes. I got the dunks. Oh, I freaking love dunking, guy. Freaking love dunking. All right, dudes. Today is Wednesday in California. I am no longer Burb. We are here now. All right, let's roll. Let's do this. We're gonna build. Wasn't it Friday? Today is a Friday in California. Huh? Shoot! Here are our babbies. Oh, very nice babby. Very nice. Very nice. Anyway. Whoop. So we did complete the challenge, guys. We absolutely thrashed on that Roy score. Achieving Val level in 6 hours. So, like, yeah, now I don't really have anything else to do in KSP for the rest of the week here because the challenge took 1 day. So, in a previous Wings Wednesday, we built the F4, one of my all-time favorites. This Wings Wednesday, we'll build the square root of F4, which is the F104. It's not how that works at all. The F104 Starfighter. It's basically a interceptor. This is an interceptor plane. It's not really good at dogfighting. But it's really good at going fast, and it's really good at getting places fast, shooting them down, and then landing. It's an interceptor plane. The 100th plane built after the F-4, right? Yeah. Sure. The F-104, the reason why I call it the square root of F-4 is because it has one J-79, and an F-4 Phantom has two J-79s. Anything that has J-79s can go fast. The F-104 has a single one, and it can go very, very freaking fast for the time. It has a, let's see, what's its top speed? Let's go down to the Wikipedia. So its maximum speed is 1,500 miles an hour. 1,300 knots, Mach 2.2. That's pretty quick. Also X-15 shape. Yeah, it is. It is an X-15 shape, isn't it? 8-bit mighty wings when we fly it. Maybe. I'll think about it. 0.54 thrust to weight ratio. 0.76 loaded. Okay, alright, okay. That's not bad. The rate of climb, 48,000 feet a minute. Yep, that's interceptor. So basically, the F-104 is designed to... So it basically fills what's called an interceptor role. What is an interceptor? Interceptors are planes that are designed to go really, really fast, shoot down incoming bombers, and then land right after that. Other interceptors that you might know are the... If you're British, you might know this plane right here, the EEL, the Lightning, which is a really, really cool plane, which is two jet engines, basically an over-under shotgun, but with jet engines, right? Is the speed of sound 600 miles an hour. It varies with pressure and temperature, Clayton. The speed of sound generally is around 768 miles an hour. So the EEL is an interceptor. The MiG-21 is an interceptor. Where's the wiki page? Oh, it's right up at the top. The MiG-21 is an interceptor. The F-104, obviously, and basically the MiG-23 too. These types of planes, once again, they don't fly for very long. They're not designed to fly for a particularly long period of time. They're designed to have insanely high TWR and not a lot of fuel, because it's designed to go up, shoot down some bombers, come back down and land. What about the Spitfire? Well, the Spitfire is more of an air superiority fighter. That's more of an air superiority fighter. I'd put like the P-38 and the de Havilland Mosquito in as more like interceptors. But then again, the interceptor role really wasn't... It really wasn't around in World War II. Like, there wasn't an interceptor role. The closest thing that we got to the idea of an interceptor, Alucard, actually comes from your country. The Comet. The Comet is an interceptor. The Me-163, the Messerschmitt 163. That is an interceptor. Yeah, this is filling the role of an interceptor. This thing was specifically designed to shoot down B-17s and B-24s. That's what it was designed to do. Well, I was going to say kind of a similar role to the Kanonenvogel. Yeah, Kanonenvogel. But the Kanonenvogel is more close air support on the Stuka. Junkers 87, yeah, it's a good plane, yeah. In your opinion, does the U.S. have an active interceptor? I'd say the closest thing that we have to an interceptor in this day and age is an F-16. Yeah, that's the closest thing we have to it. But F-16s are technically air superiority fighters. Now, keep in mind, it's at a certain time there, was a need for at a certain time how we thought about defense meta. In fact, how everybody thought about defense metas is having certain planes for certain roles. So, like interceptors, fighters, bombers, etc., etc. Right now, basically, they make it so it does everything. Like an F-22 can do anything. It can do all of those things, and it's pretty damn good at doing all of those things. Yeah, they're called multi-roles. So multi-role fighters came out with the fourth generation of fighters. So that's planes like the F-15, the F-16, the F-14, F-18, stuff like that. Didn't a Mustang shoot an ME-262 down? Yeah, most likely. Yeah, a P-51 did get an ME-262 kill. You gotta remember, I mean, the ME-262 could outmaneuver stuff, but if those jet engines were very, very temperamental, the Junkers Jumo 004 jet engines that the 262 and the Arado 234 had were great, and it can go faster than a P-51, like way faster. But the jet engines are very temperamental. Basically, one bullet into that Jumo and it's toast. You'll compressor stall. Yeah, that was the problem with the 262. Like once again, if you can fly faster than everybody, and if you use that to your advantage, then you're good to go. It could just outrun anything. But if you do get hit, it's not going to end well. F-22, really good at everything, so it gets canceled and replaced with 3 variants of the F-35 instead, and costs more. The Meteor wasn't much better. Most first-generation jets were not very good. Heck, even into the F-86, if you throttled up an F-86 too quickly, you get compressor stall, and the plane will just catch on fire. I believe the last true interceptor produced by the USA was the F-5. Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, so today we are going to make an F-104. An F-104 is an interceptor. It's a really, really, really cool plane. It ended up being an export fighter. The U.S. didn't. I mean, the U.S. did use it to an extent, but yeah, we're gonna make one of these bad boys today. Look at that, anhedral wings.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
The F-104 goes very, very fast, but it doesn't fly very well. That's what happens when you have little stubby wings. Oh, the Avro Arrow. Oh, Chris, don't. Oh, the Arrow. The Arrow, man. Even as an American, the Arrow. Nice. How many Spitfires do you think it would take to defeat an F-22? I think the only thing that would... the only way a Spitfire would ever shoot down an F-22 is if the F-22 literally ran out of ammo and fuel. Hey, did you hear about the F1 arcade coming to the Boston Seaport next year? I did, Rogue. You want to go?
Discovery, go and throttle.
I'm serious. I know, yeah. It's being built in the Seaport District. Literally a F1 bar with F1 simulators. F1 barcade. I'm in. Yeah, the only way a Spitfire could really theoretically shoot down an F-22 is if it was out of fuel and out of gas and sitting on the ground. You know, you take one Spitfire and one F-22, the Spitfire would be flying around and a missile would just take it out before the F-22 is even near it, before he even sees it coming. The F-22 is not... The F-22 can dogfight, and it can dogfight better than most planes. Another thing to take into account is that dogfighting really comes down to pilot skill, all right? So, you know, people say, oh, well, an F-22 is better than an F-16. No, that really comes down to a pilot. If you have an inexperienced F-22 pilot, the F-16 could shoot him down. Most likely. But, say in this scenario, both pilots are trained. Yeah, the F-22 is not... It can dogfight, but it's not designed to do that. The F-22 is good at long-range interception. It'll basically shoot a missile at you, and that missile can see you beyond, like, visual sight, and that missile will lock onto you and hit you before you even see the F-22 coming. The F-22 looks better? I don't know, man. Spitfire is kind of timeless, dude. And I'm saying that as an American. Does the F-22 have a gun? Yes, it does. Yes, the F-22 has a... Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, good talk about fighters and interceptors. The F-104 is an interceptor, so it's designed to go really, really fast and not... Designed to go really, really fast, get up to altitude really, really quickly, and then come right back down. Shoot something and then come right back down. Yeah. There's a Hellenic F-104. Chief, do you guys still use those? Nope. Shame. No, only museum pieces. Yeah, the Air Force... I don't think there will ever be an air superiority plane that does not have some type of point defense machine gun on it. We made that mistake with the F-4. You know, the F-4 had Sidewinder missiles, and it's this crazy, ridiculously complicated system, and it was getting shot down by 20-year-old MiGs in Vietnam because it didn't have a machine gun on it. Oops. Doesn't matter what you have. If somebody gets behind you in a dogfight, you're screwed. So you're saying they should have built an Alt F4. Yeah. Optic nerve. My parents worked at Lockheed on the F-35. It originally wasn't going to have a gun, but the Air Force demanded one. Yep. 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 Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start collecting some reference here. And we will jump in. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if that cockpit looks exactly right, but, oh, jeez. I don't know, Aaron. I'm sure they have a good reason. I don't know what that reason is. I don't know if we should use this cockpit or if we should use this one with the nose on it. Yeah, that doesn't really look right, does it? Let's think about this. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit weird to get that right. That is a sweet looking plane though. Ooh, an F-101. Cool. It does look cool, doesn't it? It looks pretty rad. That's a really cool looking plane. I mean, it's Lockheed. What do you expect? Yeah, Pop, you saw the F-101 in there? That's a cool plane. These are fuel tanks. Yeah, it can carry fuel tanks on the wingtips. That's a cool looking plane. All right, so I think we're gonna need to do something like this. Let me take the cockpit and we'll angle the cockpit slightly down like this, and then I wish we had that 1.8 fairing. That would be super useful. Okay. No? Guess not. Yeah. How are we going to do this? You know, it might be better just to go with this. But that doesn't... Maybe if we take the tail cone and then we flip it around. But see, now it's in the cockpit and it looks ridiculous. Thank you for the reference. Oh. Use the fairings. Use the fairings. Yeah, Tessa, I just don't think that the fairing is going to look right. Whatever. We'll try it. Let me get rid of that and let me get here like this. Oh, gosh. Dude. No. Stop. Oh, my goodness. These editor controls. Yeah, no, this needs to be angled down like that. It's probably about as close as you get. Nah. Give me a second. So it seems like the shape is kind of egg. It's kind of egg shape, for the most part. That might be a little bit difficult to get exactly right, but when is that not the case with everything that we do here? All right, so let's try. I need a semicircle shape that I don't want it to clip into the cockpit. That's just going to be really annoying if it does that the entire time. How about here? I got an idea. All right. I got something. Chat, relax. Chat, relax. Okay? Shh. Oh, this camera's terrible. All right. Give me a nose cone. And just, no, just let me move that back more. All right, fine. We'll do it this way. Get off the screen. Yes. Good enough. Hey, Sim, what's going on, man? How you doing? Sim and Hotel in here. What the heck, dude? Old school streamer party, am I right, dudes? Hell yeah. What's up, bros? How you doing? So, I'm going to do the double plug right here. So, guys, it's Alex and Sim are old school Twitch streamers. If you like people that, you know, like actually go and play video games, like the old school spirit of Twitch, give them follows. Mods, we need shouts out. We need shout out for both these two gentlemen, these two fine streamer gentlemen in chat. If not, I'll do it myself. But I already do. Well, Tikani, do it harder. Do it harder. Follow harder, please. Anyway, Sim, Etal, what's going on, guys? How are you? Yeah, you know, that whole, like, actually playing games thing. So anyway, yeah, dude, I'm working on a F-104 here. Trying to make one with the procedural parts in Kerbal, and it's a little bit of strange shape. But we can do it. We can make it do. Let's see if we can angle this down just a smidge. That'll get, it looks a little strange, but it'll get the job done. Dude, you need to give me a sec to actually tab out of ATS to give commands. Right on. Hanging out, watch the launch with the earlier relaxing a bit today. Yeah, man, sometimes that's what you got to do. That does not look right. For some reason. Well, I know the reason, but you get the idea. What if we, like, I don't know, let's just, you know, get rid of this for a second. What if we did this? What if we took the crooked one? Very nice. This will do us right, I think. Okay, cool. So from there, if we go back and look at the schematic here, it's, yeah, kind of egg shape. So let me get more of the tube. Let me see if we can go into isometric view here and see if we can... I mean, that's close, guys, but I don't know if it's exactly right. Maybe we can use some sleight of hand to get this right. That doesn't look very good. Maybe we can build out the rest of this, dudes. How's the Wednesday going, Duke? It's going all right, man. How you feeling? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, this sucks. I don't like it. Let's try to go with a simpler approach. Oh, that doesn't look right either. I mean, like, at face value, what we should be doing is... Like, let's just do 2x mirror, like this. And then kind of got some weird A10 vibes going here. We're going to need arrow, and we need cone intakes, like that. And then the cone intakes need to be like that. That's the idea. But those intakes...
Discovery, go at throttle.
Go at throttle up. Hey, Access, what's going on, man? I'm trying to build an F-104 here. Oh. Tier 2, 86. Gonna be a father next week? Hey, congratulations, man. Dukas, you're doing better starting PT next week and see my neurosurgery about my back tomorrow. All into doing better. Good. Yeah, we need you alive, Dukas. So you need to be alive so you can see the Bills lose again. As is tradition. You laughed. You're pissed, but you laughed. You're pissed, but you laughed. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, Mr. Strimmer. Gee. At least we have a cute quarterback. That's not funny. You're not wrong. And win. There we go. That's the fight that I wanted to see, my guy. Yeah, there we go. Oh, man. You're not wrong either. God, we suck. It's embarrassing, man. I was chilling there for a minute. Breezy, Beezy, what's going on? I'm rocked up, and the fact that you love rockets make me happy. All right, sweet. Yeah, rockets are sweet, man. It's literally an explosion factory. And as an American, I love explosions. Oh, just rev my engine. What plane we building? I'm attempting to do an F-104 0-Force, but it's not really coming out the way I want. Yeah, the F4 was actually way easier to do than this. The F-104 is actually a pretty complicated shape. At face value, it looks just like, tube with wings. No. It's a little more complicated than that. Bada boom. Do an F-111? Oh man, making the swing wings, Gregor, is probably not something we can do in KSP2 right now. Now, if it was KSP1, oh yeah, I could do that. Fixed wing only right now, my dude. Kelly Johnson was a genius. Pretty much. Do an A4? Oh man, that's another complicated shape, EMO. I don't know how we got the F4 to look so right. I'd like busted that out in one stream. I was like, yeah, it's good. Could you use the wings to cover up the seams like you did on the F4? Yeah, Anonymous, we could. Yeah, using the wings to break the shape probably is how we should do this. That might get a little bit complicated, though. So the problem here, and what's screwing with me completely, is right here, so right where the front of the canopy is to the nose cone, it's basically one fluid shape. Like, it goes from this angle to the nose cone angle. That's going to be really hard to do with this cockpit, because see how it's straight right there? That's going to be difficult to get that right. Like, what I could do is take this, move this back a little ways, right?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hello? Eddie, 53 months. Thanks, man. So here, let's turn off angle snap here. See, it's just if that dang lip wasn't there, we could get this to look really good. You know what? That might be good enough. We might be able to get it right. When did you stop doing Wings Wednesday? I can't remember how long it's been. Yeah, neither can I. So now what we need to do is get this bottom shape to look right. The bottom of the fuselage, we got to get that to look correct. The Super Guppy build was the last one. Yeah, that's right. That was a really difficult build, Gaw. Oh, we could do that with procedural wings so much easier. But then again, we can't make open fairings in case. Well, yeah, you can make open fairings, but are they collidable? I don't know. I'm talking to myself, aren't I? As is tradition. And then we just gotta I just got to bridge that shape just a little bit more. How are we going to make the shape that I'm trying to make? That was a great question, I know. So we need to make an egg shape, right? Like if you look at it here, the cross section on the fuselage is section C right here. So B right there is the canopy, right? And then section C right behind it, right here, is basically egg shaped. And it basically continues with that egg shape until it gets all the way to the back, till it gets to that circular shape. I already tried using the long nose cones there, RJ. I wasn't really that big of a fan. Oh, the other thing I need to do is my scale calculations. I forgot about that. We got to get that right. So we got to make sure we make it to scale in KSP. So the F-104 is 16.66 meters. So calculator. 16.66 times 0.62, which is Kerbal's running scale. 10 meters long. It's a long plane. Okay. Where is 10 meters here? Length, we're at 8 right now. So let me get an I-beam out. One of my favorite parts in the game. Okay. Yeah, alright. Okay, so let's get rid of these. We just got to start picking off shapes, guys. That's really how you do this. Yeah, now we're talking. Actually, the regular nose cone there, not the tilted one, would probably be good. Because that, get rid of that. That gets us more of the profile of the shape here. Because it eventually tapers inward towards the back here. We gotta go look at another picture. See? It tapers kind of in. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You know what you need, boss? Wings. I got a big box of buffalo wings. That's not what I meant when I said Wings Wednesday. Jeez. But now you want some. Well, yeah, that just makes it worse. Let me look at this plane from the side. So where's the main landing gear? Hello? I'm trying to figure out exactly where the center of mass is. Dude, no wonder this thing killed people. Holy crap, guys. Anybody here a pilot? Look at where the main landing gear is versus where the wings are. Oh, the wings are way too far back. Holy crap. Wow. So, okay, looking at these pictures, the main landing gear is always a good telltale sign of where the plane's center of mass is. That's really easy to spot. Like, if we look at, like, a 737, right? You look at a 737, you look at it from the side, it's pretty dang easy to spot where the center of mass is. With a plane that has tricycle landing gear, the center of mass generally is just a little ways right in front of the main landing gear. So 737, the center of mass of one is more or less right over the wings. It's right around here, right? Pretty straightforward stuff. Now, in order for a plane to fly correctly, you ideally need your center of lift to be near your center of mass. Why? Because lifting is the upward force that gets imparted on the vehicle when you go to move the plane, go to pitch the plane up, right? And the further away that your center of lift is away from your center of mass, the harder the plane is to fly. Why is that? Well, the center of lift is an applied force to the airplane, right? Say I have this water bottle, for instance, right? And if I want to pick up the water bottle and make the water bottle be nice and straight, you pick it up in the center. If I pick it up over here, it's going to fall, right? Think of the center of lift as a force that's pushing up the water bottle. The closer that you get it to that center of mass, the more the wings work to push to generate lift and keep the thing flying, as opposed to pitching it downward. If your upward force is pushing over here, you're going to nose down. If it's pushing over here, you're going to nose up, right? Long story short, the further away your center of lift is from your center of mass, the less your wings are actually doing to lift the plane up. To speak very plainly, right? Now, like on a 737 here, for instance, the center of lift and center of mass are basically on top of each other. That's why the 737 is very easy to fly. In A320 would be the same idea. Boeing 777, A350, A330, it's all the same idea. The center of mass and center of lift are basically on top of each other, right? If anything, the center of mass is just slightly out in front of the center of lift. Just slightly, just a little bit, right? The reason why they do that, why would you do it? Wouldn't you ideally want your center of mass to be pushing directly through? Your center of thrust to be pushing directly through your center of mass? Well, yeah, sure. But there's one thing that you're not taking into account with that calculation. Your center of thrust. With a 737, A320, A350, 777, Boeing 747, A380. They all do this. The center of thrust is below the center of mass. Why? Why would it be below the center of mass? Well, when you throttle up the plane, it's naturally going to make the plane nose up. Right? And because the center of lift and the center of mass is slightly forward of the center of lift, right? When you throttle the engines, the engines are, because they're underneath the center of mass, they make the plane naturally want to nose up. It basically, when you have the engines running, the plane basically flies a little bit nose up, but perfectly straight. It's nice and stable, very easy to fly. A Cessna kind of does the same thing too, but that's another story, right? Every aircraft is a balance between center of lift, center of mass, center of thrust. Now, I'll give you another example of a plane or a flying vehicle where the center of lift and center of mass are directly on top of each other. Actually, can anybody think of an example? What type of plane would you want to have the center of lift and center of mass directly on top of each other? Where would that be favorable? A hang glider? VTOL? I didn't say center of thrust. Center of mass and center of lift. Kind of gave it away with the description. Gliders. Gliders have their center of mass and center of lift right on top of each other because there's no center of thrust. That's why they're super maneuverable. Picture a glider in your mind. It's two big freaking wings with a cockpit and then a very, very stretched tail with control surfaces out back. Right on top of each other. Now, you don't want that. You don't want them on top of each other with a boat with the 737, for instance, because if it is, your center of thrust is going to make the plane flip over. Bad idea. You have to counterbalance everything, right? The space shuttle is another good example. Also a glider. Right on top of each other. Now, the space shuttle has the center of lift and center of mass on top of each other so it can fly through re-entry correctly, but you get the idea. You can trim out stuff, or you could use speed brakes or body flaps or whatever to get it right. Now, with all that being said, now that you know a little bit more about this, take a look at this picture, and you tell me where the center of lift and center of mass are on an F-104. Well, your main landing gear is right here. There's your main landing gear, and we know that the center of mass has to be in between, if it's a tricycle configuration. Small landing gear in front, big wheels in the back, right? This is called tricycle gear. We know that the center of mass is somewhere in between here. I'm going to say that it's probably not up here, considering there's a jet engine back here. It's probably right around here, if I had to guess. Now, look where the wings are relative to this. If the center of mass is right around here, look where those wings are at. Where's the center of the wing? Center of the wing's over here, where the roundel is, where the USAF logo is. Look at the difference in center of lift and center of mass. The F-104 did not fly very good at low speed. That's why. Right there. I can tell you just by looking at this picture that this plane is difficult to fly. Because the center of mass has got to be up here. Because if the center of mass was right on the gear, the plane would tip over. And the center of lift is over here somewhere in the center of your main lifting wings, which are very small and stubby to begin with. The center of lift is probably around the G on the tail number. Well, the elevators do provide some lift, but this is your main lifting force, Tessa, right? Like, so yeah, the center of lift, yeah, I mean, dude, that means like with the flaps down and with the elevators trimmed out, your center of lift probably, yeah, it does probably go back to the G, like for instance, when you're trying to land,
Go and throttle up.
right? Because you got to keep the nose up when you're trying to land, and you're trying to counterbalance that center of mass, which is way far away from all your lifting surfaces. And there's a reason, well, a lot of F-104s crashed on landing for this exact reason. I knew that, but I never really knew the reason exactly why this thing doesn't fly very well, but I can tell you it right now just by looking at this picture. Your center of lift is way behind your center of mass. That means you need a lot of deflection on your rear elevators to get this thing to fly correctly. Or else it will literally nosedive into the ground. The Luftwaffe, right? The West German Air Force, right? I don't think they were called the Luftwaffe. Bundluftwehr or something? It doesn't matter. They called this the Widowmaker. The Germans used these. The West Germany used these during the Cold War, and they called it the Widowmaker. And there's pretty good reason for that. Yes, yeah, okay, it is the Luftwaffe. Yeah, yep. Yeah, they kept the Luftwaffe. There you go. Cool. Did you know the F-104 fuselage was the basis for the U-2? I did, Hammernails. Yeah. Yeah. So, I can tell you right now that that's the reason why this plane was not very fun to fly. Because, I mean, yeah, it goes really freaking fast, and that's all fine and dandy. But landing this thing is probably a handful. Please do not lift my waffles. Man, what a balancing act this is. Jeepers. What about wings like the B-2, Concorde, and F-117? Do those work the same? The Concorde? The Concorde is not a... the Concorde is a delta wing, Mac. So it's a little bit of a different idea. I mean, the Concorde is one of the Chadliest of the Chadliest aircraft ever flown. I mean, so, I don't know. You tell me, dude. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can get a side view of one of these things. The snoot, it droops. I know someone's going to say it. No, that's the 2707 diagram. I don't want that. Here we go. You tell me. Where do you think the center of mass is? Well, considering this has 4 Olympus engines, which aren't exactly small, with SNECMA reheaters on them, they're British engines, French afterburner. Considering the engines are hanging out back here, you tell me, dude. What do you think? Middle door? Nope. Engines, heavy. Propulsion is the most mass intense part of anything flying. Rockets, planes, whatever. Because you got to think, this is all hollow. Remember? That's where the meat bags go. Now, don't get me wrong. Carrying a lot of meat bags in here is going to mess with the center of mass, and that's why they make you check your stupid bag. And that's why you have to weigh your bag if you check into a flight, if you're checking the luggage, so they can balance the plane correctly. That's kind of important. Yeah. Center of mass is pretty much right around here. It's between the 2 doors right there, and that's right here. Look at where that is relative to the wing. It's exactly in the center. Interesting, right? Right there. Now, you don't want your center of mass back here, because if your center of mass was back here, when you taxied the plane out of the gate, it would just fall backwards, right? Now, a little bit of a thing here. The center of mass is very close to the main landing gear. It's very close. The reason why it's close is for a number of reasons. Okay, so it's pretty much right around here, like about as just a smidge in front of the main landing gear. So how do I know that? How do we know that? Well, the Concorde has a delta wing. They did a delta wing for aerodynamics. The wing is basically a big triangle. And there's no control surfaces. There's no elevators in the back, which means you have elevons. You have elevators. So these control surfaces here are your pitch. They're your pitch control, and also simultaneously, well, actually, that's just what they are. It's pitch and roll, basically. So they're fulfilling the role of a main wing and an elevator. So what control surfaces do you have on your main wing? You have your ailerons for roll control, and then you have your elevators on your rear horizontal stabilizer, right? So elevons are a combination of ailerons and elevators. That's what the Concorde has. Now, another interesting thing is that Concorde doesn't necessarily have flaps. It doesn't have flaps. I got to show you a picture of one landing. If you notice, when the plane's coming in for a landing, do you see any control surfaces deployed downward here? Nope. It doesn't need flaps. And this is how I know that the center of mass is right near these landing gear. The reason why is because Concorde needs to be able to pivot. It needs to be able to pivot to expose that delta wing, that big old delta wing, to oncoming air. So it needs to be able to pivot really easily. Right? That is the reason why the nose bends down on Concorde. The nose actually it's called a droop snoot. It actually angles down, right? It angles down so the pilots can see, because in order for Concorde to take off and land, you needed to be at a very high angle of attack, which means this thing needs to be able to rotate. It needs to be able to rotate, like tilt back on the gear very, very easily. And in order to do that, your center of mass can't be too far from your main landing gear, because your control surfaces, those elevators, the thing that you would actually use to rotate, are very close to the landing gear. So you're going to need a lot of deflection. Either these control surfaces are going to need to really, really move a lot, right, to tilt this entire plane, or your center of mass is really close to where this thing doesn't have to do a lot of work deflecting the air in a certain way to get the thing to rotate. Now, another thing that you can tell from this, the Concorde actually has a tail. It is a tail dragger, or it could be. There's a landing gear back there to prevent over-rotation on takeoff and landing, instead of scraping the back of the plane and the jet motors, right? And, well, the SNECMA afterburners, right? There's a gear back there to prevent that from happening, because it's very easy to rotate this plane because of its delta wing configuration. Yeah, pretty much, Tessa. Yeah. Looking at this, the Concorde and F-104, the Concorde and the F-104 are not that far off in design. The engine on an F-104 is back here somewhere, just like a Concorde is, only this doesn't have a delta wing. So, yeah, The delta wing and the strakes on Concorde are basically what make it nice and stable and easy to land. If this thing just had a little stubby boy wing back here, you'd crash a lot, just like the F-104. Those aren't flaps. No. No flaps on this. Those could be wing slats, but I don't think so. I don't think Concorde had those. No. It's just a straight wing. But yeah, it's interesting because Concorde does have those it's kind of a similar layout. If you're looking at it from the side, it's a similar layout to an F-104. And the crazy thing is that thing is way bigger than an F-104 and can go just as fast, which is just kind of absurd to me. Interesting, right? Concorde used the vortices with the... Yeah. The reason why... Yeah, the wing has an armpit, right? The armpit is there to generate insane amounts of lift at subsonic speed. See the little wing armpit right there? It's designed to create a swirl over the wing when it's coming in at a high angle of attack. It creates a vortex over the top of the wing on purpose, generating insane low pressure over the wing, making an insane amount of lift. There's another vehicle that does this. Yeah, the space shuttle has those same type of armpit wings for the exact same reason. Cool, huh? Yeah, it's that's a toy, but see how the wing is kind of like an armpit? But see how the shuttle's wings kind of look like Concorde's wings? Interesting, right? That's the difference between a hypersonic control surface and a supersonic control surface. Cool, huh? Yep, shuttle does the same thing, guys. That's the only way that the thing could land. Yeah, you have to really get a really crazy high angle of attack to create a swirl over the wings, because honestly, the shuttle does not have wings that are big enough to get it to fly correctly. That is kind of by design. It does not fly very well. I mean, that's what happens when you have 3 Mack trucks worth of rocket engines sitting back on the back of your aircraft. It doesn't fly very well. But that was the way they used to generate it. NASA or Rockwell used to generate enough lift. Pretty cool, huh? Concorde is what makes Concorde so damn good, Pedro, is the fact that it will work with your thermodynamics. All right. So when you're going at supersonic speeds, when you're going Mach 2, your plane heats up. The reason why it heats up is because when the plane's flying through the air, air gets compressed up against the plane, and compressing gas creates heat per the ideal gas law. There you go. So everything gets nice and warm. It's like putting it in a nice slow cooker. So everything expands. Concorde is... The material science research behind Concorde is what makes it so damn good. Because Concorde's design is designed to stretch and conform with the atmospheric heating that happens from flying at that speed. That's what made it so damn safe. Now, its Soviet counterpart, not so much. Not so much. The Soviets did work on a variant of this called the Tupolev 144, but the Tupolev 144 didn't have the material science and finite element analysis testing behind it, and the Tu-144 would vibrate itself to pieces. That's why they didn't fly very much. It would vibrate itself to pieces. And anybody here know anything about aluminum? What happens to aluminum if you fatigue it too much? Anyone? Chromacan, aluminum. So they never figured out how to get it to expand and contract correctly. And you know what happens when it doesn't expand and contract correctly? It shears. Tu-144 is a death trap. Death trap. Yeah. Yeah, no. The Concorde is designed to conform with those. That thing is not. That thing will get you killed. In fact, that's why they crashed. A Tu-144 crashed at Le Bourget at the Paris Air Show in 1989. I don't know if that was the exact problem, but yeah, it's not. Nope. Это не хорошо. Нет. So That's what made Concorde so damn freaking good. It's designed to stretch. In fact, the bulkheads on the plane are designed to stretch in flight, and you could actually, like, not see through the plane, but the floor would actually separate in certain areas. Yeah, just by a little bit. But that was designed to do that on purpose. I love the practical demonstration. Yeah, that's what made that. That is the Chadliest of the Chadliest airliners around. It is one of the best, if not the. I don't know. I like 747s more, but Concorde is. Why is there no more planes like that? Too expensive? Pedro, Concorde requires an insanely high amount of maintenance to make sure that, even though the Concorde is designed to expand and contract, and is designed to induce minimal wear on the aluminum frame of the aluminum fuselage of the plane, you still got to check. That's the problem with airplanes. You can't just keep flying an airplane. Eventually, the stresses of the wings are going to do that exact thing to the aluminum. And aluminum, believe it or not, like I said, it shears. It cracks like concrete. It's similar. There's cracks that happen in the aluminum, and that's when an airframe reaches its end. If cracks start forming in the fuselage, there's not much you can do to fix it. You try to re-weld it, I guess, but the Concorde required an insane amount of inspection and maintenance to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen, right? Even though eventually you get enough hours on the airframe, it'll happen anyway. More specifically, it hardens and becomes brittle. Yep. Yeah, Time Worm, yeah. Air France Flight 4590. It crashed after taking off from de Gaulle. It was the only fatal Concorde accident during its 20-year operational history. Yeah, that was the only time a Concorde ever crashed. And you know what the funny thing is? Had nothing to do with the design. The only time this thing ever met a demise was 4550. Ever. And it wasn't even Concorde's fault. There had been problems with the tires. And they had... Basically what happens is the Concorde, you need to really get on the brakes because it lands at a very, very fast speed because... Yeah, it's really supposed to fly up there, not down here. Landing it was kind of a chore, just like it is with the F-104, right? So there were noted problems with the tires, but they did fix the damn tires. What happened with the Concorde that crashed coming out of de Gaulle is that the plane that took off before it had a part fall off of it, and Concorde's tires hit the damn part, and it blew a tire on takeoff, and the shreds of the tire went up right into the engine and broke that. Yep. I think the Concorde was a great freaking design, and honestly, the design's not idiot proof, but it doesn't get better than that thing, man. It may have punctured the fuel tank. Yeah, I'm not 100%. Not 100% on it. Let me read. Freaking Olympus. That's a freaking great engine. Look at these numbers from the Olympus. 140 kilonewtons of thrust dry. 170 kilonewtons of thrust with the burners on it. That's unreal amounts of power. What about the crash in the U.S. caused by... No, that's the same one, Bright. Yeah, a DC-10. A part fell off of the damn DC-10 and Concorde's tire hit it. It's not even its fault. It's not even its fault. Ultimately, the downfall was the cost of running such a... Yeah, basically, they use that as an excuse to get rid of it, which sucks. Did you see the 747 cargo crash due to shifting cargo? Yeah, Brim. The Atlas flight. I don't show that on stream. I won't. So this is a for-profit stream. I make money off this. I won't profit off of death. I have a very, very strict rule about that. I've seen that crash though. It's brutal. It's so difficult to watch, dude. It really sad, man. Once again, we can blame McDonnell Douglas. Yep. Do you see Delta Wings being more practical in the future since it was the future of flight? Delta Wings are means to an end, Mac. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Hey, Leglander, what's going on? Look at the cockpit. Where do you even start with the gauges and the lights? Well, I've stood on the flight deck of a Concorde. I mean, I can tell you, but we got to get back to building that F-104. Where's the flight deck? So, this is all the engine information here. And this is basically pretty garden variety stuff. You got your compass, artificial horizon. Or no, compass is right there. Artificial horizon. You have your airspeed indicator right there. Vertical speed right there. Secondary, redundant artificial horizon. That's all engine information here. That's the autopilot controller. Yoke, rudder pedals, throttle quadrant. That's the radio right there. Transponders. And then over here, the flight engineer on the Concorde was hardcore. So, serious, what the flight engineer on Concorde needed to do was constantly trim the fuel tank. Concorde has a way to be able to move fuel back and forth between its fuel tanks. It has multiple tanks. And basically, there was no auto balancing system because the design is from the early 70s, right? There was no auto balancing system. So what the flight engineer had to do was constantly trim the fuel out to make sure that your center of lift and center of mass stayed basically on top of each other. Especially at supersonic flight. You don't want the plane having a pitch down moment while you're going Mach 2 and literally flip over and crash. So the flight engineer is sitting there constantly trimming the fuel. And you had to do it way more than a regular plane with Concorde because, you know, even a little bit of extra moment can create flutter in the wings when you're going 1,500 miles an hour. And bye-bye. Yeah, the flight engineer literally had to be locked in, focused, do not disturb this man or you die. Like, that's what all those buttons do. It's the trim system. So yeah, like, it's the fuel trim system. Very, very important. Yeah, 13 fuel tanks, Moo. Yep. That's what it was. I thought it was. I didn't remember the exact number off the top of my head. Back in the days of flight engineers, that's right. Yep. More specifically for the Concorde crash, there was a strip of metal that cut the tread across the width, making a huge chunk peel off as the wheels spun and slapped the bottom of the wing. And it punctured the fuel tank. Stupid DC-10. Yeah, no problem, Mac. Draco! Hello from what is now the other side of the country. Hi? How does Mach supersonic compare to Max Q? You just compared seconds to gallons. That's two different things, man. For context, I moved. 2,600 mile drive. I mean, yeah, Draco, for what you said, it's like, wait, now it's, what was it known as before? But yeah, that's Concorde, dudes. And I'll bet you that the F-104 had to do something similar. Because you know what? The funny thing is, now that I'm really looking at it, how an F-104 is set up and how Concorde is set up is not that far off. In fact, the F-104 could have probably done well with a Delta Wing now that I'm really looking at it. But then again... Then again... That's basically what an F-106 is. Hey, Cape Cod. Look at that thing. Cool, man. Yeah, exactly, Mickey. If there's an engine out back, yeah, tail-heavy planes don't fly very well. That's why if you're gonna do a tail-heavy plane, usually you have a delta wing to compensate for that because tail-heavy planes don't fly very well, do they? Wasn't the 106 junk? It was all right. It was okay plane. You know what, Tesla? I'll be honest with you. I don't know too much about it. That one certainly has seen better days. A flying Dorito. No, 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 no. No, that's the flying Dorito. That was that 106 that auto landed in a cornfield. Oh, that was that plane? The guy ejected and the thing just kept flying? Draco, anyway, where'd you move to? Yeah, that's the flying Dorito. I will admit I could have phrased that better. Yeah, the Mirage 2K. Yep, yep, yep. Cool Ranch or nacho cheese? It's got to be nacho cheese because it's definitely not cold. The northeastern part of Washington State from the southeastern part of Pennsylvania. So you moved from Philly to Seattle. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those two cities are a little different. Yeah, yeah. Needs more F-105. Anyway, yeah, Concorde is awesome, man. Really, really cool plane. All right, so let's see if we can figure this out even more now. Let's. Nice, Mythos. Cool. All right, so, well, where the heck would the fuel tank be on this thing? I'd assume that the fuel tank's probably right there. It's probably right on center, right in front of the engine. If I had to guess, because, yeah, there's really not any more space for that thing. And you wouldn't want your fuel tank up here. Usually planes have, and I don't think the F-104 has wet wings. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Those wings are way too thin to put fuel inside of it. So that means it would have had a dedicated fuel tank, right? Those are extra fuel tanks, Tesla. It doesn't need those to fly. Those are extra fuel tanks. Remember, it's an interceptor like the Lightning. The fuel tank wasn't very big to begin with. It's not designed to fly very long. Let's go F-104 diagram. All right. Ooh. Nice picture. No. Yes. Huh? That's a lot of fuel tank. Am I looking at this right? Is the fuel tank right there? Well, that's the plumbing. You can definitely see some plumbing there. But what's 42? I don't know what that is. Oh, there's your impeller. Yeah, Maggie. Well, we know from this picture, dude, from that picture, that the fuel tank is basically right here, or the center of mass is basically right there. And actually, that would put the center of mass right there. Dude, if the center of mass is like over here, this plane is a death trap. I would not fly in this thing. 42 could be the oil. Yeah, it could be the oil tank. I need another diagram. Here, let's check this one. Oh boy, Pinterest. Oh boy, that's just lovely. I hate you so much. Fuel. F1 is an auxiliary tank. F2 is a forward main tank. What the hell is F2? Oh, that's good, Oculus, yeah. Stupid DC-10. DC-10 sucks. The TriStar is better anyway. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it. Auxiliary tank, forward main tank. F3 is the aft main tank. There's a bunch of fuel tanks. Oh, this is good. F4 is a drop tank. F5 is three-phase high-voltage boost pumps. Okay. F6 is a saddle tank. There. Oh boy. F7 is the inspection plated tank anchorage. F8 is the fillers. Yep, there's your. F9 optional flight refueling probe. F10 is the vent and the feed pipes. F3 right there, aft main tank. There's two of them. So it's a compartmentalized tank. There's two of them right there, and then there's two saddle tanks on the side right here. You fill it up over here. And F1 is the forward auxiliary tank. That's the auxiliary tank. Main tank is there. Or forward main, aft main, saddle tanks. Oh dear. Oh dear. And this stream is awesome. I haven't been around long, but I've already learned a lot. Quite refreshing. Yeah, no problem, dude. That's what I do. STEM stream, baby. We learn things here. And we play games. Okay. How the balls are we going to do this? Alright, so drop this for a second. And now... And root for horrible football teams. I mean, you didn't state any... Can we go with previously good but currently terrible football teams? Can you give me that one at least? I'll take previously really good but really bad right now. Nope. Hey, why don't you lose another Super Bowl then, you jerk? Seems to be what you're good at. Better diagram. At least we'll get to one. But shut up. Shut up. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I mean, well, see, split between the fore and aft fuel tanks right there is right around where the center of mass is. So I see what they're doing here. So there's your fuel tank. Alright, and now we need to put the engine on the back. Well, what we can do is use the empty. We can use the empty there. And then we're gonna need, yeah, buddy. Seems the passionate Italians were the last 104 were the last 104 operators who retired theirs in 2004. Do we have pre-coolers? Yeah, but this doesn't... It doesn't have a pre-cooler on it, dude. No gimbal. Have you ever heard of the guys in the 1970s that built his own F-104 out of scrapyard parts and set a bunch of speed records with it? No, but that's really cool. Paco! 67 months. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is a strange aircraft, man. Strange. Length now, 11.37. We're not exactly right there. What, no gimbal? Not a lot of jet fighters, Mr. Gimbal. Not a lot of jet fighters have that. But also, your name, dude. That's pretty funny, man. No gimbal? See that? That's pretty much an F4 right there. Just, all right, we're done here. No. Italy only kept running the F-104s for so long as they could afford to replace it with anything better. It was fly that or fly Fiats. Yeah. Isn't thrust vector control basically gimbal for jets? Gimbal is thrust vector control for rockets, where the entire engine is mounted on a pivot and you use hydraulics to change the direction. That's different than thrust vector control. Thrust vector control is a nozzle that you can steer in different directions, but the motor stays stationary. It's just the nozzle. But yeah, Alucard, to answer your question, yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking. The front of the plane still looks like Dookie, for what it's worth. And we're getting some pretty nasty Z fighting right here. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. We can do that. Just tick it up a little bit. Make it look nice. I mean, it is a cool freaking plane, that's for sure.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
75 months from Josh. Do you know if the Merlin on Falcon 9 uses thrust vector controller gimbal? It has thrust vector controlled gimbal. Builder. Yeah, Bill, I know about that. Yeah. Getting that thing at the front is going to be a little difficult. It seems to be that there's some kind of raceway on the back. I'm not exactly sure what that is. 67 in this diagram, but we don't have a...
Discovery, go at throttle up.
57 in this diagram. What is it? Dorsal spine air duct. Okay. Hey, Antonym. Welcome to Mission Control. Your go at throttle up. Thanks, buddy. Can we try slapping on Delta Wings for performance testing after the build is done? Sure.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Golden Goose Wings Wednesday! Just made a good day even better. Try. So the 104 had a pretty stellar combat record in Vietnam. 5,200 sorties with all but 14 losses. How many kills? I mean, yeah, that's definitely not bad. Can't find those numbers. Okay. Now I have the 3D printer. Do you have any recommendations of space-related prints? There's a lot of good stuff out there, Dragoon. I don't know about anything off the top of my head, but there's definitely good stuff. Oh. The Raptor that you printed was ready to be... That was on Thingiverse, if I'm remembering right. How did that Phantom 2 fly? We can take a break if you want. I can show you. Brimstone, the short story is that I designed it to go very fast, but not fly very well. Which, yeah. Yeah, Brimstone, this was like actually one of my first wings, like, plane builds. I think this is the second plane build that I've ever done. Yeah, it's interesting because I made procedural wings to make it look... It looks the part with the exception of the canopy, because we don't have a 2 Kerbal canopy, right? But... yeah, I made the wings just like the Phantoms, and yeah, it doesn't fly very well. Like, it does not maneuver. You need an insane amount of deflection on your elevators to get the thing to fly correctly. Why is it so laggy? Oh, that's good. Oh, it inverted my control surfaces. That's nice. Yeah, so much for the flaps working correctly. Yep, that went about as good as I thought it would. Why is it so laggy? I don't understand why there's so much lag. So much for making the flaps work. That used to work. I love the F4 Brimstone. You know why? Because it goes fast. I like things that go fast. February 15th, 1991, a Fairchild A-10, Republic Fairchild A-10, serial number 810964, shot down an Mi-8 helicopter with the Avenger cannon. Was there any helicopter left? pretty sure they just found a bunch of shards of aluminum out in the desert somewhere. Just probably popped like a piñata, you know? Box 1. Fox, yes. Oh, that's not what they should be doing. That one almost hit us. I'm sure that would have been fine. So, see how you need an insane amount of deflection? Like my rear elevators really need to dig in for the plane to start turning? That's how the real Phantom flies. It's the same idea. The amount of deflection you need to increase pitching moment to get it to actually turn. See how much that thing has to deflect? That's what the real Phantom is like, which is actually pretty cool. That's actually a pretty good sign for Kerbal's aerodynamics. But yeah, part of the reason, if you're wondering why it has so many contrails behind it, is because I made it out of a bunch of different wings. I love the company that makes the Avenger. They also make light bulbs. They also make washing machines and dishwashers. Well, that's good. Oh, direct hit.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
We don't need the pylons either. Go away. But yeah, that's my Phantom build, dude. Now we gotta build basically the half Phantom, the square root of Phantom, which is the F-104. It's basically one of these engines instead of two. Very awesome, thank you, no problem, dude. Now this is the part where I would use the flaps, but yeah, Kerbal just decided to not make those work. That's good. Do it? Well, it doesn't work. Oh god, it inverted all of my control surfaces. Yep. Eject. Yeah. Well, that's good. Lord knows when that happened, none of my control surfaces do what I want them to do. That's good. Appreciate that one, Kerbal. Yeah, they're not supposed to be inverted to each other like that, guys. That's not supposed to do that. I don't know. Whatever. We'll go back to the 104. Hopefully it doesn't do that when we try to go make this. Alright, well, let's make parts of the plane that we know we can make. So give me a stab right here.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
That actually is pretty close to being right. Kick, 31 months, have your finals tomorrow. Here's to a bit of de-stress between studying. Oh, I was like, distress? What? Let's change the tip length a little bit. There we go, just the tip length. And then we need to mess with the control surface. Move it downward a little bit. Like that. That'll do us right. And now I need... Are these elevators back here? Like, how much does it deflect? Oh. It doesn't, the whole thing doesn't do this. It's a wing with a control surface that does this, isn't it? Oh, dear. Oh, boy. I mean, that's a lot of deflection, to be honest with you, but yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that looks right. Oh dear. This plane, man. No wonder people didn't like it. This thing is a death trap. Like, I can just tell by how it's coming together. This thing is not. Oh boy. It's probably not that fun to fly. Oh dear. Okay, those are pretty wide control surfaces, so we can actually probably. Yikes. Oh, what was the cause of the flat spin if the center of lift is so far back? I don't know what you mean. Alright, so now give me... Does this thing have flaps? Yes, it does. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have a set of flaps, and then we have aileron. Dude, all the deflection on those ailerons. See, that's a lot of deflection for just roll control. But then again, it is kind of close to the center line of the vehicle. Ideally, you want your ailerons to be further away from the center line on the long axis of the vehicle. So like if your plane is going this way, the further your aileron is away from it, the less it needs to deflect for more roll control. Yeah, Alex, this thing is a death trap, dude. Hey, Dev, what's going on? Finally built your PC and it's a monster. Cool, cool. T-tail flutter and wing loading issue. Oh my goodness. The original plane had a downward-facing ejector seat. What? Okay.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Ooh, that kind of looks very nice. Apollo with the 8-month resub. Who designed this? This is a Kelly Johnson design, but I suppose, you know, he was asked to make a really really fast plane, so I mean, I guess he did that. Can't say that he didn't. I hope you never have to eject on final. Oh. Okay.
Discovery,
Hey,
go and
RJ
throttle up.
gifted some subs. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for gifting 5. I appreciate it. Dude, the more and more I look at this thing, the more and more I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, nah, that's okay. We don't need to fly this thing. That's fine. Uh, 14.2. It has anhedral wings, yeah. It's basically a death trap, yeah. All right, now we just gotta adjust our tip length to something like that. Make sure we get the angle of the wings right. Oh, okay. Hold on. Yes. Very good. Saw this one up for auction in your neck of the woods. Oh, don't show me this. Don't show me this. It's an SD40 train simulator. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Why are you showing me this, man? Oh, I want it. It's a locomotive cockpit. Damn it! And I love SD40s. They're one of my favorite locomotives. Rig it to play KSP. What? You have room for it now. No, I don't! My garage is full. Look, it's full. See? I don't. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing that. Don't do that again. Oh, I wanted to. You suck, you stupid chat. reason why the wings are anhedral. This thing's not safe. This thing's not safe to fly. No way. Wow. That is something else, man. Okay, so let's see if we can start engineering out the bottom section. Here, make this look right. Okay, now get me something like this. Today is Friday in California. That's close. That's close. Here you go. Industrial lathe. What company is it? Who? It's a Harrison. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, is our center of lift out in front of our center of... Oh my god, this is gonna... We're gonna crash. We are dead. Dude, I don't think this will fly. Yeah. No. Um, this thing is not gonna. Oh man. Okay, take the steering control off of that, and yeah, then I'll take a front landing gear and we'll put it up here somewhere. Where is it? It's behind the cockpit. Okay, so... Nope. Man, I hope these things can deflect, because, yeah, this thing is not going to go very far. I know, the gear comes out. That's why I gizmoed it out a little ways, dude, like that, to kind of drive the point home. It's like an F-16's landing gear. Hi, Chop Chop. How are you? Okay, so now I'm just gonna need some fuel tanks. Oh my goodness. So that also explains why the fuel tanks have such a long freaking nose cone. That's to get the fuel up to the center of mass. That's why it looks like they're kind of forward on the wings a little bit. That makes a lot more sense now. It'll be easier to make these tanks if we yeah, do them like that. You know what? I'm just gonna let's just do that for now, and then make this go forward just a smidgen. Actually, what we could do, hang on. There actually is a tiny fairing. Oh, shoot. We even got tiny fairings. Hey, look, the little bits. We got tiny... Oh, man, we even got tiny people. There we go. Okay. Are we ready to fly? Oh boy. It's coming, Victory, but not right now. The pitching down moment is literally death.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I actually need to make the control surfaces out of wings because they have 30 degrees of deflection. Yeah, we gotta do that or else we die. Nice plane. Hey, username. Yeah, numero, yeah. It's hard to fly, but it goes very fast. The turning radius is battleship. Actually, it might be a little bit more. It might be Empire State Building.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Hey, Iggy. Smexy plane, thank you. I mean, it kind of looks the part. We gotta blend some stuff here and there, but it's definitely looks similar. One of four had manually deployable leading edge flaps for better handling. So slats, okay. Manually deployable slat. Oh, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do that one. Please. Please stop. Oh, that's good. That's good. Thanks, front landing gear. Very cool. That's good. It didn't stop how I wanted it to stop, okay? Well, are we stopped? We're stopped, sir. Good. Why don't we take a 5-minute break? Smoke if you got 'em. Okay. I'm gonna use these instead. These have much higher deflection. So we should be able to control the plane a little bit better. I don't know, RJ. Yeah, I don't have the answer for you, pal. I would prefer to do racing this weekend, to be honest with you. Dude, I'm much too busy. Yeah. Racing, at least I can come in and have some fun. Hunt the streamer, I actually have to focus on. I don't really want to do that right now. Okay, let's hold on a second. It seems that these control surfaces need to be just a little bit bigger. It needs to be something like that. And if that's the case, then that means this needs a bigger root length and tip length right there, like that. Which means we need to go forward with this a little ways. That's why NASA didn't approve that plane. Huh? The horizontal stabilizer all moves at once on the real jet without any control surfaces. I don't... You think so, Bill? It doesn't look like that to me. You telling me that whole thing deflects? Oh. Let me see.
Now.
Oh. Oh, that's really neat.
So you see the two actuators from the two different systems there, and those are the flight controls coming there. Those are the actuators, servo actuator. 2 cylinders, 1 per system, and you see the whole movement. Now,
Ooh.
on the bottom there, you see there's a fork. That fork is the
Fork
kicker.
you!
So we're gonna see what that does. Can you do the kicker? You see what happened? One more.
What the heck is that?
So what that does, it basically pushes the stick forward, and that reduces the angle of attack. That's a system that the aircraft feels you're going beyond the angle of attack. It doesn't want you to stall, and it helps you pushing the stick forward. Can you do it one more time? So we're gonna see what it looks like from here. You're gonna see this going to 5 or close to it, and you're gonna see the stick moving forward. 3, 4, that's it. And then you can overpower it, go for it. Here there's a paddle switch in front that if you push it, you cut out the system. You see now it's working? Otherwise,
Yeah, it's a D10. I got it. Thank you, Bill. That makes this a lot easier. Alright. This should be a little bit easier to fly now. Cool. Let's see what it does. I gotta set my control surfaces. Okay, a little better. All right, now we're in business, dudes. Seems slow for the type of jet that it is. I mean, I wouldn't call this slow. Basically shoot down Tu-95s, Farron. That's what it was made for. Need to break the sound barrier down here. That's pretty good. Well, at least we're in transonic right here. What sort of ceiling does it have? Well, we can find out. Oh, damn, that's cool. Yes, we are, of course. More truck stuff. TWR is still above 1, guys. Wow. It won't be speeding up for much longer. In fact, now we're decelerating. That's pretty crazy. This is 25,000 feet. Yeah, they do, Jared, I know. Uh-oh, I'm losing it. 33,000 feet. Hey, Adrian, what's going on? For 35,000 feet, pretty much. You know, man, just doing the do. Oh, man, what it do? What it do? So, pause it. Freeze the simulation. This is 12,401 meters, guys. That's, let's see. We're actually getting pretty close to 40,000 feet. That's really, really high for KSP. That's not that bad in real life. That's really, really high in KSP. Because you gotta remember, KSP is a smaller planet. Way smaller. 30,000 feet here is 100,000 feet, like, on Earth. So yeah, that's pretty dang, that's pretty well up there. Look at the clouds and stuff, dude. Uh-oh. I cannot see the ground. Okay, I can see the ground. We're good. Sir, what's up, bro? Truck soon? Yeah. Start heading on out this way. Yeah, this thing books, man. It goes fast. Serge, hello. Nice manned missile. Thank you. Yeah, this thing is fun, man. Replace the Panther with the turbojet. We'll fly more close to the real thing's performance. This is pretty dang good for the. This is the real thing's performance, man. I don't like using the Whiplash because it's a turbo ramjet. That's an SR-71 engine. That's not right. That's not it, man. Can you dump fuel? Negative. Oh my gosh, I stalled it. Yep, we're dead. Who dare? Oh, stop, 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 stop. Stoppy bonus. Boom. Jeez, this frickin' plane. Holy crap. Put a chute on it like the actual engineers did? That's probably a good idea. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, Uber Monkey, you can. Yeah, yeah, we gotta mess with the brake bias on this plane. Astro Brains, it goes, but it flies up. Dude, once again, man, Kerbal's Aero, the wing simulation is quite good. This flies like an F-104. It flies like it, which is namely to say not very good unless you're going in a straight line. Which is... I'm impressed, man. That's two planes that we just basically made a copy of their wings and they fly exactly like their real-life counterparts. That needs to go forward a little bit. And it also needs to go downwards a little bit. Install a Whiplash, please. You will not regret it. I don't know how I could say I don't want to do that any clearer. No, dude, a Whiplash is not what this has. Okay, where's the chutes on this? Oh, no, I see it. It's right there, right? Is that where the chute is? I can't tell. Oh, it's got speed brakes, too. What's a Whiplash? It's the other jet engine. That thing? This is an SR-71 engine, though. That's a J53, not a J79. No, it's no. Where are the parachutes? I'm failing to see where the chutes are. I would guess they're right here, maybe? No, that's not a parachute. Wait, what's this thing in the back? What's this piece? An arrestor hook. I'm sorry? Hold on. Bill, this video should have...
Has hydraulic and electric.
No.
I'm gonna ask AJ to move the flight controls back and forth. We're gonna see, and the aircraft obviously has hydraulic and electric now.
Oh, damn, that's cool.
So you see the two actuators from the two different systems there, and those are the flight controls coming there. Those are the actuators, servo actuator. 2 cylinders, 1 per system. System, it was called the
hydraulic.
There's AJ on the back seat. Sean is here. That's one of the 2 angle of attack probes which we talk extensively. Now around 4.5 flight controls back and forth. We're gonna see, and the aircraft obviously has.
I'm trying to see what's underneath the dang thing. Maybe this guy has more videos. Piercarlo Siaki. Siachi. Siaki. I guess would be the name. Ah, here we go.
Hey guys. Hello again. So we're here with the only F-104S model airworthy in the world. There's power on, electric power. There's hydraulic as well. We're gonna see a gear swing because we're doing some of the final checks for this airplane for some functional checks for in the next few days. So stay tuned.
I just want to point out how sweet this plane looks in jet black. That looks awesome, actually.
The landing gear swing, which is a pretty interesting thing to see, and how much is complex.
Rel Games, if you remember Forbidden, I remember Forbidden, yeah. It wasn't just Forbidden Ral though. It was like Forbidden Gamer or something like that, right?
The system is complex to allow to fit the landing gear legs and the wheels inside the airplane because there's very little room in the airplane. The aircraft is jacked up, so it's not touching down, right? And we're gonna see a gear swing.
I'm trying to see what's under the back right there. I don't know exactly what it is.
2 systems that the aircraft has, and I'm here with Andrew, legendary AJ.
Hello.
Sean, which is down there, director of maintenance. AJ here, assistant and
right there under November 991. Oh yeah. It doesn't look like anything. Maybe what I'm looking at is just the No, what is this piece right here? See that guy? What is this thing? Also, it's leaking oil. Air Force arrestor hook is an emergency landing piece of equipment. Longer runouts than on a ship, but shorter with brakes. Yeah, Navy landings are cooler. But honestly, I don't think an F4 would be, or an F-104 would be able to do that, Aqualex. I really don't think that's possible. Have you read the book The Deal of a Century? Lockheed bribed a few defense ministers in Italy, Japan, and Germany to buy planes made by Lockheed. Yep, that sounds like us. Yeah, yeah, that's the only thing I really think of, Louisa. It looks like one of those stabilizers that you'd see on a Learjet or something. Remo!
EJ! What are you doing?
I'm just finishing up my plane.
That's cool.
How you doing?
Good.
Say hi to them. You haven't said hi to them in forever.
I was just on stream yesterday.
Yeah, but that's different.
Hi! I'm still alive. I exist. What are all those wrenches? That's a new thing, isn't it?
Those are the edit buttons for the fairing and wings. I really don't like how they just stay there. That's really annoying.
Yeah, because then you can't see the plane without them.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And the funny thing is that some of them are there and some of them are not.
That's... Well, it looks like some of them disappear after a Maybe not.
Okay, we need to add a parachute for this thing.
Do we though?
Yep. Bill, you said the chute vomits out of a little door above the end with the of the arrestor. Okay.
I am here for truck.
Yeah, me too. We all are in spirit. What? And then I just gotta add one more little wingaling down here, and then
That's a big wingling.
yeah, no, we don't want a wingaling. You're right. Good call.
Oh. You called me out here and
Oh, come
you're
on.
still billing points.
Women, huh? Nothing. Nothing. See you tomorrow in class, Miss Vaughn.
And then be inconvenienced because he's too busy building his video game plane.
But wow, why don't you just take me down a peg or two, lady?
That's my third job.
Bree, chat found a Federal Railroad Administration 1-to-1 mock-up of a train cab
No.
for an SD40 for
No.
$600.
No.
The answer's no. Sorry, guys. All right, we got to give this one final test flight, and then we'll put a bow on it. The tail wing is bigger than the one you have? Doubt. This is fine.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Sweet. All right. Flies good, man. We gotta tone down the authority limiter a little bit. Advanced controls, we don't need that much roll control. That's fine. Perfect. Oh, I see it, Louise. Just got to shorten it up a little bit.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Monkey, 77-month resub. Gotta love all the sevens, but seriously, love you, my dude. Been a bit since I reached out. Happy to hear about the house and everything else. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Monkey. Yeah, dude, yeah, it's been a while. But hey, if you gotta lurk, you gotta lurk. You do what you gotta do, man. No problem. Yeah, the wings are super sharp on this thing. Oh, dude, it's cool looking. This thing is neat. Alright, let's come in for a landing and we'll put a bow on this Wings Wednesday. I'd say the F-104 build was wildly successful. Thanks, Brim. The only thing I don't like about this is the bottom fuselage. I think we could do a detail pass on it and make it look even nicer, but for you know, something that we threw together in a couple of hours, this is quite good. I still think the in real life design is silly. Oh yeah, no, me too. This thing is a death trap. You have to be crazy. I'd rather fly in a Phantom than this thing. Oh, we're dead. Oh my goodness. Reset the trim. We got to do something about those spring rates. Or we could just stare at the ground. You know, that works too. It doesn't support joysticks yet, Monkey, no. Not bad, though. Cool. Huge news. Hellion Microsoft Fusion Power. Hellion Energy will provide Microsoft with fusion power starting in 2028. Cool. That's kind of neat. Is there a truck stream tonight? Yep. Let me just go in here, and I got to make sure we assign the control surfaces first. Roll control, set control to 12.5 out of the box. Let's go here. Advanced controls, that should have nothing. Go over here like this. This is pitch control only. Go here like this. That is yaw control only. Good. Save. Adjust the staging. Save the game. Cool. We could do another detail pass on this, but yeah. Wings Wednesdays, dudes. Also, we probably should move that parachute back a little ways. Like there. Or something. Because, yeah. There we go. Alright. Right, like, hey. And then I do need to adjust the spring rate on these and set them to maximum. There we go. Stop the front gear brakes. Yeah, give me 1 second, elevator. There we go, baby. F-104. Not bad for a single day build. Really not bad. We should put some lights on it and strobes, but we'll do that a little bit later. Guys, that's good, man. How's that for a Wings Wednesday? You guys seem to like this. We can keep doing it. What plane should we do next Wednesday? Actually, you know what? We'll find that out next Wednesday. Seriously, though, nice starfighter. It's really not bad, dude. An Avro Vulcan. I mean, we could get away with it, dude. SR-71. I mean... You should build a Cessna Citation. Alright, well, you guys think about it. And yeah, we'll go from there. Avro Aero. Dude, we could do a lot with this, man. The procedural wings really leave nothing off the table, you know? F-117, we could, Surge, I could probably get away with it. I mean, dude, we could do anything. Like, what about like a vampire or something? I don't know how well that would end up working. But we could do it. We can make a comet. Actually, a comet would be a little bit difficult without the plane fuselage. But Dornier, no propellers. We can make a P-80 naps. Yeah, anyway. Good stuff, dudes. Cool. Alright, I am going to take 5 here, and I'm going to go work on the truck, but I don't have my work clothes on today. I got to go get them. So, we modeled a jet, nothing specific. Nice, looks cool. Kind of got a T-38 vibe going there. If you can make a functional Harrier, I'd be very impressed. I don't know how the heck we'd do that, Twisted, but, yeah, I don't think I could get the vents to deflect. Kraken Tech doesn't work too well. If we had Kraken Tech, I might be able to get away with it. An F-104. Go, don't leave Brimo waiting. Quad engine B-52? I might be able to get away with that. Alright, dudes. So, I'm going to switch us up to